summarize our case study, most important thing is there are several ways to deliver advertisement to right people at the right time with the right message. Old way is television, radio, newspaper, billboard, and the new way is internet. Target customer based on personal characteristic, interest, and recent consumer behavior. Early vision of e-commerce trade-off between privacy and efficiency ended the mass advertising exploded in TV area. TV area is mass advertising, marvelous irrelevant to visitors' interest. It leads to low click-through rate on banner advertising. It is 0.3% decrease in the price of display ads. Only 20% of internet users see display ads on websites are relevant to their interest. Programmatic advertising improve targeting of ads, decrease costs, and make web less annoying to the customers. Programmatic advertising, automated method, sell empty slots on web pages to people and companies want to buy ad space for their product. Two types, auction-based real-time bidding and programmatic direct.
Programmatic advertising, automate method, sell empty slot on web page to people. Company want to buy ad space for their products. Two types, auction-based real-time bidding, RTB, and programmatic direct. Programmatic advertising platforms, big data, repository, classify and search the database for shoppers with the desired characteristic, lower cost, increased speed and efficiency of advertising, potentially show the right ad at the right time to the right person in a matter of milliseconds, equal search-based advertising. Programmatic environment, programmatic ad platforms target audiences precisely, enter bid in dollars, return quote per asset, show ad, track response. Programmatic direct advertising, sell empty slot to ad agency rather than single impressions, stabilize incomes, and some disadvantages. Advertisers lose control over where ads appear, accountability for expenditures, transparency issues due to gold style and ad fraud. Platform improve abilities to avoid inappropriate websites.
After studying this case study, we have figured out two main problems that were addressed. Firstly is the ineffective marketing ways, which solely is the traditional ways of marketing. Mostly they are on television, email, fax, message, or phone, or like leaflets. This type of marketing is focused on irrelevant customer interest and therefore is time consuming, wastes a lot of money, inexpensive, and imprecise. Moreover, in this case, we figure out another type of marketing that is proved to be effective to solve the problems of the address traditional marketing, which is programmatic advertisement platform. However, even this type of autonomy marketing way still produce some unavoidable problem, which are they don't know exactly, the advertisers cannot know exactly where their ads is put on the internet. Moreover, they cannot know the exact accountability for their expenditure for the cost of marketing. So these are the two main problems of the two different types of marketing that were addressed throughout this case study.
Many utilizes advertisers initially did not use programmatic advertising, but that is rapidly changing. It was first used by publishers to sell inventory that was left over after the major ads campaign had purchased a premium slot on the web page. That is beginning to change as the advertiser gain confidence and the platform themselves improve their ability to avoid inappropriate websites, burn the gold sites, and learn how to detect click fraud. In addition, a number of firms have stepped into the market with tools that address these concerns.
For instance, in 2014, Procter & Gamble announced that going forward, it planned to buy 70 to 75% of its US digital media using programmatic method. The programmatic advertising has allowed P&G to more precisely target its advertising at a good price, providing a good return on investment. Cleaning supply company Clorox is devoting about 50% of its entire digital budget to programmatic advertising in 2015. However, some upstart web publishers aimed at the millennial demographic are trying to buck the trend. Vox Media, Refinery29 and MIC will only sell advertising space directly to advertisers. Thus, publishers object on the grounds that programmatic advertising can degrade a website functionally by slowing down how fast web pages load in browse while also cluttering the site with ads.
When I visit my favorite brochure and count the total ads on the opening page, I find that 40% of ads is relevant to my interest and 40% of ads is relevant to some extent of my interest, and only 20% of results is not relevant. So from this example, from experience, we can see that the search engines works effectively because it will search my click decisions, and then it will it will display suitable ads on the opening page. Achieve search engines ads work so well because they capture the intention of people at every instant of searching and can display ads relevant to those search instantly. Display ads can achieve a similar result if they are based on behavioral profiles constructed from information such as what sites users have visited and what products and services users have observed on the various sites.
Xin chào, tôi tên là Chloe and I will present today about the benefits of online marketing communications. So first thing first, you need to know that online and offline marketing are both a way to get through and touch your customer, but the thing is that online marketing can be considered as more effective because it can touch more people by using internet. So one of the advantages of online marketing is that online sales can generally be directly correlated to an online marketing efforts, which means that if an online merchant can obtain purchase data from a data broker, the merchant can measure precisely just how much revenue is generated by a specific banner or email sent to prospective customers. So one way to measure the effectiveness of an online campaign is by looking at the ratio of additional revenue divided by the cost of the campaign. So the number that the division revenue by cost will give you, if it's a positive one number, it means that the campaign was worthwhile. Moreover, both online and offline sales revenue are affected by an online marketing efforts. Actually, a large percentage of customer or a large percentage of the online audience, basically, they use the web to shop but not to buy, which means that they will spoil their product online and then they will decide to go to a physical store to buy it. So you have merchants such as a Walmart or Sears that use emails to inform their registered customer of a special sale, special offer available for purchase at stores or online. So they will use the register of a customer they have online and get them through an email campaign, which is less costly than a offline campaign, as we saw before. So this is all about the benefits of the online marketing communication, and I let my friend tell you more about the cost of such a campaign.
No, long-term online behavior can establish patterns that could be more useful. On the other side, yes, if a person visited a laptop site such as stayed there for a few minutes, then at the next site he visits might be useful to display for a laptop shop, and even if hello that person around the web showing laptop wherever he goes.
The governments will continue to review and improve
the framework and mechanism for e-payment. More attention should be paid to encourage and attract investment from society to develop the technical for e-payments as well as to strengthen policies to encourage the development of potential markets for e-payment applications such as transportation or logistics. Enterprises and e-commerce platforms also need to improve network and information security and strengthen the process of product quality control as well as take measures to prevent and punish businesses selling bad goods. The government and enterprises should cooperate with consumers to promote communication and education activity for guiding the population in making use of electronic payment systems as well as developing the human resources needed to meet the requirement of developing e-payment services in particular and e-commerce in general.